everybody, Jimmy Rainsford here at Drumeo, and I want to just give you 5 tips for being a self-taught drummer. This is something very important to me because I am a self-taught drummer. I've never had a lesson. I've been playing for around 16 or 17 years, and now I'm a professional drummer, and I'm making a living off playing music. So these 5 tips I'm going to give are some things that I stuck to when I was learning how to play drums, and it really helped me. Okay, so the first tip I want to talk about is playing with your favorite records and your favorite albums, your favorite songs. Just stick on headphones, listen to your favorite band. You could have a favorite band or a favorite album at the time, and get behind the kit and just start playing along to it, you know. Any style of music, whatever style of music you're into, put it on, play along to it, figure out what the drummer is doing, maybe do your own spin on it, play out full albums. Like something I used to do was put on a full album and just play it through, you know, even if I didn't play it fully right, play it through. Like if you know the album already, that's half the battle, you know, play along to it. It can really make your drumming go to a different level because it associates your playing with, like you're playing to music. You're not just playing by yourself. It's a great way of learning songs quickly as well. So let me move on to a second tip, which would be another very important tip that a lot of people might not have the ability to do this, but it's playing with other musicians. If you have friends who are musicians, or if you know people who are musicians, get together and play. You know, it's as simple as that. Start a band even as well. And the reason I would say this is because when you start playing with other musicians, or start even playing in a band and you start writing music together, other people who are playing with you can really pick out your faults. You know what I mean? They can really pick out if you're playing certain parts badly, or if you're not playing to the music properly. Having other musicians in the room can really tell you that and can really make you focus on those things. And also playing with other people and looking at other people playing with them can really make you like sit back in the groove more, maybe more pocket. Be able to listen to other players when you're playing live, not just listen to yourself. You know, it's one thing playing in your room your whole life and learning the drums, but the minute you get out and play with other musicians, you can't do it because you've never done it before. And it's not a good thing to do. It's one of those early things you should really do, is just start playing with musicians. I was playing with musicians since the age of maybe 5 or 6. I was playing with my brothers or my sisters. You know, I was playing music with whoever I could. Any musicians I could find, I was playing with them because it really helped me become a musician and not just a drummer. The third tip I want to talk about is something that a lot of self-taught drummers overlook. They don't even think about doing it, and that is playing to a click. Okay, go buy a metronome, get an app on your phone, something on your computer, put on your headphones or even a speaker or whatever, and play the click and play to it. Groove to it, practice your fills to it, practice your sticking to the click, you know, because this is something that should be done at an early stage, because when you get to the point when you start playing professionally, or if you start playing in a studio, you start playing with a band, you need to be able to keep good time, you know, and you have to be able to play to a click in so many situations. If you want to be a professional drummer where you're playing live a lot, playing in the studio a lot, it's always to a click. Even big live shows are mostly to a click, and if you can't do it, it limits yourself like very, very quickly. So it's something that you should do from the very, very beginning. If you're a self-taught drummer, get a click track, buy a metronome, and just sit down with it for even an hour a night, you know, even if it's just your hands and just your feet. And practice both equally as well. Practice both feet and hands equally to the click. Do it different tempos, try different accents on the click. All these things can go a long way in your drumming. And again, being a self-taught drummer, a lot of self-taught drummers wouldn't even look at this, you know. And for myself, I remember it's something I didn't even think about. And luckily, it's something that I did find quite early on, and it helped me a lot. Because nowadays, everything I do is to a click. So yeah, that's a great tip. The fourth tip is something that everybody can do nowadays, thankfully, is to record yourself. And I mean audio or video, you know, do both. Everyone has a phone with a camera, everyone has a phone with a microphone on it. just put the camera up and start recording, you know. And that's great, because when you look back on yourself, you can really analyze your drumming. You know, you can hear what mistakes you're making. You can see what way you're playing, see if it's not sounding the right way. You know, and it's accessible to everybody. Everybody can do it, and it can also make you sit back and look at your drumming from a third-person kind of view. You know what I mean? You can look at it from the way other people would look at you, and you can really focus in on what you're doing wrong sometimes, maybe some bad habits. You know. It's a great tip, and a lot of people, again, won't think of doing that. They'll just stick to themselves playing, and maybe in their room or something. They won't even think about recording themselves, and they might not realize the mistakes they're making. So grab your phone, grab a camera. There's loads of things you can do to record yourself nowadays. So go and do it, because it can help you a lot. And the last tip I want to talk about is, again, something that I didn't do until only maybe around 5 or 6 years ago, and I should have done it a lot earlier, and that was listening to every style of music. For me personally, I got stuck into one kind of music, one genre, and I didn't want to even think about any other genre. You know, especially when I was a teenager, I was into like rock and metal music, and I didn't want to play anything else. And I didn't realize it, but it was limiting my drumming, completely limiting it. And one day, I think when I was around 16 or 17, I heard a John Mayer song, and I heard the groove on the song. I think it was Steve Jordan playing. And it just completely changed my idea of playing the drums, completely changed my idea of listening to music as well. You know, it was something that I didn't even think about. I thought, oh, these songs are pop songs, and they're easy songs, I don't want to listen to them. But it really made me realize how important that style of music is, and then it made me open up to every other music. You know, every other style of music, whether it be jazz fusion, rock, pop. It kind of made me hone in more on metal as well. I started to think about my own metal drumming and everything. I just kind of became a drummer that wanted to play everything, and it made me go to a completely different level of drumming, and started to listen to other drummers and appreciate everybody and appreciate music, and not hate music just because I can hate it. You know, a very, very important tip that everyone should start doing straight away. If you're not doing it, start doing it. And a little bonus tip as well is something quite important as well is just being yourself. It's a piece of advice that you hear a lot of, but a lot of people just won't do it. Everybody wants to be some drummer. Like if you have a favorite drummer, for example, my favorite drummer when I was younger was Lars Ulrich. That's all I wanted to be. I wanted to be Lars Ulrich, you know. I wanted to be playing Metallica songs. That's who I wanted to be. And quickly it kind of became like, it wasn't working for me, you know. And I kind of started to realize I want to be more myself. I want to be a drummer who like is innovative, you know, and makes up my own grooves, my own rhythms, and kind of puts my own mark on music and my own mark on the drumming community around the world. Yeah, it should be something that you look at straight away, you know. Try and be yourself. Try and do your own thing, you know, because nowadays there's music is accessible everywhere, and drummers are accessible everywhere, you know, and there's too many people trying to be the same person. Be yourself, and that's how you're going to get heard a lot quicker. Yeah, so I hope you can take all these tips and use them, especially if you're a self-taught drummer. Remember these tips, you know, because they can really help you a lot. And if you liked this video, you can go to the link below this video and you can subscribe to Drumeo Edge, where you get 30 days free, and you get loads more content, loads more lessons, just lots of cool stuff. So yeah, go and check it out. I'm Jimmy Rainsford, and this is Drumeo.